welcome to Cityline. It is great to be in your home this morning. It is May 4th, a Thursday morning, and of course we are live every Thursday morning. Hey, today is the first day of the farmers market downtown. So if you have nothing planned on your lunch hour and you're looking for something to do for dinner, hit the farmers market. You won't be sorry. Later on in the hour, we'll be talking with the one, the only Kareem Candy. We love him. He will be here talking about some of his upcoming projects, and also he's going to play us out, which is always a gift. Tacoma Refugee Choir will be here. Aaron is here with Gadine, and they're here to talk about a May 13th concert they have coming up, and also a trip they just took. Illuminate Glass Art for Early Learners. Katie Buckingham is here from the Museum of Glass to talk about this fabulous exhibit that you don't want to miss, and I think your little ones would enjoy it. And then with me right now is the essence of life. It is what keeps us going. It has always been something that we wish we had more of, and these two women are standing smack dab in the solution. Please join me in welcoming Michelle Douglas. You are the CEO of Emergency Food Network. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you. So nice to be here this morning.
It's always great to have you here. Every time I look at you and you're on the comfy couch, I think about all the work parties that are going on with you not in. Like, you know, the forklift, people sorting. I'm like, it goes on regardless if she's there or not. Mm-hmm. It does. This beautiful woman you brought with you, Teresa Rincoin, you are the Assistant Food Drive Coordinator for the NALC Branch 130. Welcome.
Why, thank you for having me.
This is your first time.
It is.
And
it is.
you are taking the baton from the illustrious Tiana Young.
Yes.
For years.
Thank you, Tiana.
Yes,
I know.
Tiana, thank you for all your work.
Yes, I have some big shoes to fill.
You do.
But...
She had straight hair when she started, so just brace yourself. So let's talk about Hunger Awareness Month. And I want to say, Michelle, you did a beautiful job recently of addressing the Pierce County Council about the state of hunger and food supplies here in the Northwest. And when we talk about what is Hunger Awareness Month and why this is important this time of year to think of your hungry neighbors, why is it this time of year as opposed to summer?
It is such a great question. When I first started at Emergency Food Network, there wasn't a Hunger Awareness Month. We had a couple different events that month, and when I looked at the statistics and the numbers about food banking, I realized that we had pretty much of a crisis going on as we head into May. So there's 70,000 kids on free and reduced lunch in Pierce County.
Stop. Last time you gave me that number, it was 55,000.
Yep, yep. So estimates are at 70,000. And when you think about it, those kids are getting breakfast and lunch every day from school. So what happens in June, right? And one of the things that we know about donations and funding and so forth is that the spring is a little bit of a slower time for people to think about donating. I mean, people really think about that at Thanksgiving, they think about that at Christmas, but they don't think about it heading into the summer. And what our food pantries experience is just a really large growth in numbers as we go into June. And what we know for those kids is they don't have the stability. I mean, I always love summer break, Amanda. You know, like I was so excited for summer break, and I didn't have to think about would there be anything to eat over summer break. And so as EFN looked at our work and the work of the community, it became clear we needed extra support. And so that's how Hunger Awareness Month started. And it was really that idea that if we asked everyone could commit to doing something, at least one thing. You could do multiple things, but can you do at least one thing?
Yes.
In the month of May, you know, we're fortunate. We also have Letter Carriers Food Drive that month. And can we all do one action to help combat hunger in our community? So it's not even just an ask. Like it's almost like a directive, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Queen Michelle has spoken. It's an edict. It's like you will do at least one thing. Yeah. So in many ways, it feels like the world has returned to normal now that the emergency of the pandemic is over. And I have thoughts about, is it really over? But How have things returned to normal at EFN, or how have they not?
It's such a great question. And I first think we have to ask ourselves, was that normal idea so great for everyone?
Great question.
Right? And what I would tell you is, for people living in poverty and people that are food insecure, normal was never great. So I hope we don't return to normal, but I can also tell you this is really not normal. So we saw the most visits the Food Network has ever seen. And when I talk about the Food Network, what I mean is Emergency Food Network acts as the distribution center and kind of the backbone of emergency food. But we work with 75 different food pantries across the county.
Wow.
And hot meal sites. And so they are really on the ground doing the work with customers every single day. And what we're learning from them is 2 million visits in 2022, most the network has ever seen. And
2 million.
2 million. And then in March, for the first time ever, over 200,000 visits in 1 month to the network. And
What
so
a huge jump.
it's 40. So when we look at our numbers, we often look year over year. And when we look at 2022 and we look at 2023, every month we are going up by an average of 40% over the year's prior's numbers. It's like I can't even really get my arms around what is happening in the system right now. And I mean, there's a myriad of reasons why that is, you know, the end of pandemic supports, the decrease in SNAP benefits, the incredible rising costs of rents here in Pierce County. I mean, we can go on, but what it tells me is that we are in a crisis point as a system.
Yes.
And that nonprofits are not going to do this by ourselves.
No.
Nobody has a reserve that's ready for 40% increase.
Consistently.
Right.
Oh.
So we need to come together as a community to be sure people are fed.
Well, so before I ask Tiana about the
Teresa.
I knew it. See, I should have redacted the whole thing out. I got one shot about some of the letter carriers and getting involved with that, because that is one way we can get involved. But what are some other ways that, Michelle, the community can get involved and help?
So we have the Hunger Walk coming up this Saturday. And also, I don't want you to think you can't be part of Hunger Walk if you can't get there on Saturday, because it's also a virtual element. So anyone can walk in the month of May. And that is a great way. You can always all join my team, the Hungry Hippos. I'm always looking for more people to join me. But it is just a great way to come out with your family. You can also show up at Fort Steilacoom Park on Saturday morning. Registration opens at 8 a.m. and you can get signed up right away for that. So we also ask, you can come tour EFN every Friday during the month. We have tours. We have the Letter Carriers Food Drive the following week. We have opportunities. I don't know if you know this, Amanda, if you're a gardener or not, but you can always add a row to your growing so that you can bring fresh produce directly to the food bank. There are so many ways to get involved.
It's
you can
numerous.
volunteer. Yeah, just go to our website. We've got it all right there. But this is really an opportunity to be hope in action, right? To actually live your values out by giving time, talent, or treasure to the Emergency Food Network or anyone in our network to help hunger this month.
Preach, Mama.
I'm on it.
Way to go. Teresa,
Yes.
speaking of organizations that do get involved, the National Association of Letter Carriers, which is the NALC. Tell us about the Letter Carrier Food Drive.
So the Letter Carrier Food Drive is the second Saturday of every May nationwide. Nationwide. So every carrier, every station, everyone is involved in this. And we partner here with EFN in Pierce County because they support so many. And we are stationed out of Tacoma in just actually right up the road off of Pacific Avenue. And so it's really nice.
And here you are in action.
Yes, yes, a little food drive action there. We have lots of volunteers. This year we have a partnership with Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're coming in and they are having volunteers unload our trucks for us because we are severely understaffed and undermanned. And so they're going to help us unload our trucks this year, and that's awesome.
Oh my goodness! Wow, you're doing this, aren't you?
Yes.
You're stepping in, going, Tiana, I got this. You just stay over there because Teresa's on it. So this is always a question I think that I hear throughout the community when we talk about food drives, and that is, what is appropriate to donate and what is not appropriate to donate?
Okay, so appropriate to donate would be canned items like tuna, peanut butter. We can do green beans, things like that. As long as they're not in a glass container, fresh fruit is appreciated, but it's not. It gets squishy. You know, we're going down those dirt roads sometimes, and we're bouncing around, and you know, if it's gonna bounce, it might break.
So no squishy food.
No squishy
we gotta
foods.
have like a graphic for that or something.
Yes.
So what impact does this food drive make in terms of what Michelle has told us about that 40% increase? And how much do you expect to collect this year?
Well, we would love to surpass last year. Last year we collected 245,000 pounds of food.
In one day.
In one day. In one day. In one city.
I can't even
And
imagine what that looks like.
Several truckloads.
You can. Thank goodness you can. Yes.
Yeah, several truckloads. But yeah, we would love to surpass that this year. We also have window clings going out on our trucks, which have QR symbols that are directly linked to EFN.
Nice.
So customers can donate that way as well.
I love
And
that.
yeah, you just stick a bag of food out at your mailbox, we'll pick it up, and everybody will help us unload.
I love that. The knowledge that you two share reminds me of when you would be on the comfy couch with Helen McGovern. Because Helen was the one who got me to put, you know, peanut butter in my car, you know, and hand it out. So there's just always ongoing conversation. So Michelle, you've mentioned the website in terms of registering for the event. How else can we register, or can we just show up?
You can just show up. So
There
we
we
would
go.
love to see you at 8 o'clock in the morning
Bring
at
your
Fort
own
Steilacoom
coffee.
Park. Well, yes, bring your own coffee, but also like we have such amazing support. There'll be a lot of volunteers out there helping us, cheering you along as you do your 3-mile walk. And we'll also have the Possible Solutions playing. So it is just a really great time. Usually the moose is out there.
That's
I mean,
right.
it is a lot of fun.
Look at this, and groovy T-shirts.
Yep.
Okay, we're talking about, oh, here we are, Daffodil
Daffodil
Royalty.
Princesses come out. They're really great on the Zumba, I'm going to be honest. They
I
crush
bet,
it on the
I
Zumba.
bet. I want to say thank you to you both for taking time out of your busy day, for being here, and all the people behind you that we could not get on the comfy couch that row in the same direction.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for standing in the solution and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for having us.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
having us.
We have a quick break coming up, and when we come back, after just a little bit of musical chairs, we'll have Katie Buckingham in the house from the Museum of Glass. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.